With the advent of the coronavirus pandemic in the year 2020, and with most employees and employers engulfed in sort of a disturbing time on what the employee is supposed to do, what the employer is supposed to do, and what are the rights of the various people entangled in the employment and labor relations circle, most of you, I'm sure, must have been wondering, what is the employment and labor relations? In a nutshell, the employment and labor relations law is the law that regulates, or rather mediates, the relationship between employers, employing entities, that is, employees, workers, trade unions, and the government. It is a tripartite setting. So the laws that come to deal with that setting is what constitutes the employment and labor relations laws. There are various laws in our country that govern that space. The mother of all laws, of course, in this country is the Constitution of Kenya 2010. We talk about Article 41 that puts up the space of a reasonable and a fair working environment. Having talked about that, we have the Employment Act of 2007, we have the Employment and Labor Relations Act, we have Labor Institutions Act, among many others. The various forms of framework or laws that we have talked about stipulates rights, obligations, and duties of the parties involved in such a way that if the rights of the employer, employee, trade union, and any other person involved or entity involved are upheld, then we have a harmonious setting. Then where there is a dispute, that framework of laws also sets up various institutions, including the Employment and Labor Relations Court, the Director of Occupational and Safety Health, and so on and so forth, that then give employers and employees an avenue or recourse. Where is the balance then? The balance lies in the parties upholding the rights of the other party, each of the parties to the tripartite agreement upholding, or rather working their way out in terms of the obligations, and finally, generally putting in a framework to ensure a fair working environment. Once there's a dispute, of course, there's a recourse.